Today, Fred Taylor, good evening to you. How are you?
I'm good, guys. Yeah, man, a little deja vu, more of the same. I mean, it seems like we've seen this movie 9 different times this year. You know, you have a team that fought for a while, but just not good enough to get over all the mistakes. And if you really want to sum it up, you have a 4th and 1, and you execute very well, and then you get called for a holding call, 4th and 11, next play, a dump off to the running back that possibly shouldn't have happened. You got to at least give yourself a shot. By taking a shot, hopefully pray for a penalty to keep the drive going. But, yeah, just more of the same.
Fred, how hard is it to get a holding call on a 4th and 1 when obviously, you know, you're trying to punch it up the middle. Everybody's driving forward. It doesn't seem like that's going to be a very common call.
For guys that rep these plays, you know, they've repped these plays, I would assume 15,000 times to make it to the NFL level of some sort. And, you know, in real time, for us, yes, it's hard. But for those linemen who, you know, they prepare for this is what they do, you're just making sure your placement is good. You have to make sure you're focused, low hat, and get it done. Yeah, so, Mike, it shouldn't have been as hard as he made it. It's easy to do your assignment, 4th and 1. They're playing pass. They didn't blitz. Just a lot of bad football.
Final score, 19-14, Raiders over the Jaguars. We can go back to the first half as well. The Jaguars had a short field touchdown drive to make it 7-0. And then Vegas countered with a touchdown of their own to tie the game. But then the Jaguars' offense went in a shell after that. 3 and out, fumble. And then they ended the half. And you come back out in the second half, 8 plays and a punt, 4 plays and a punt. Took the lead with a touchdown somehow, stayed in the game because the Jags' defense was only giving up field goals. And then the Amir Abdullah touchdown run put them up for good. And then you mentioned the stuff at the end. But, boy, at the end of the first half, Fred, the fumbles, ball on the deck again from Tank Bigsby on a perfect punch-out by the defender. Strange fumbled right before halftime. They were trying to get a little closer for a field goal. Those 2 turnovers were big.
Yeah, I mean, again, you just chalk that up in the same category as, you know, I mentioned there, is bad football. One thing you have to do is protect the ball. You know, I don't want to see that coming back for Tank. You know, in the way he's played this year, to come in pretty much without the team saying it, unseat the starting running back in Travis Etienne. And, you know, you can't fumble. You're going to be back on the sideline on the bench. The team can't trust you. Same thing goes for Brenton Strange. You have an opportunity. You have a big leg kicker. What was that, like the 34? I believe it was around the 34-yard line or so in which they fumbled. So at least you give yourself an opportunity to make a 52-yarder or so, and we've seen Little make those kicks. And you go into halftime, you know, with some confidence, a little momentum, smiles on your face, versus 2 fumbles back-to-back. The frustration just mounts. It's slowly showing you your season in reverse. And those are just unacceptable.
Yeah, just the one thing on the Brenton Strange fumble, they would have had to get up there on it and spike it with about a second left because they had no timeout. So even if he hangs on to it, I'm not sure, Fred, this team's going to execute that play at that point in time. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I get what they were thinking. We talked about it at halftime. Right. Like, teams do that. They try to catch off guard right up the middle. Everybody sprints to the ball, spike it, but – you know, I'm going to guess the Jags might not have pulled that off. Might not have mattered.
You're right, Mike. You can probably toss that in the same can. But, you know, who knows? The worst part of it is the fumble. You know, give them a chance to – I'm sure they've situationally gone over that. But I'm willing to, since they're out in Vegas, bet with you that I doubt it would have been executed correctly.
Let's come back. Plenty ahead. We're standing by. Bucky Brooks is in Las Vegas. He'll hear from head coach Doug Peterson coming up after he visits with the media. Final score, Raiders 19, Jaguars 14. It's Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Florida Home Air Conditioning, and you could save up to $4,500 through possible tax credits and other discounts. Purchase a new system today, and Florida Home Air Conditioning will buy back your old inefficient HVAC system. Request your complimentary consultation from Florida Home Air Conditioning, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit FloridaHomeAC.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
Jaguars fans, huddle up. Do you own a vehicle made in the last 10 years? If your car is outside of factory warranty or with no warranty coverage, get the best defense against expensive auto repairs with CarShield, the official auto protection partner of the Jaguars. With plans to fit every budget, CarShield helps you cover up to 5,000 parts and systems. Call 800-471-1223 now or go to carshield.com/Jaguars. That's 800-471-1223. Coverage varies by plans. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Brooks Rehabilitation is proud to be the official rehabilitation partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are here for them, and we are here for you. Ranked #1 physical rehabilitation hospital in Florida by U.S. News and World Report, our playbook is individualized treatment and exceptional care to get you back to living your life. Brooks has cutting-edge technology and therapy solutions in every care setting, treating sports injury, orthopedics, brain, spinal injuries, and more. Go beyond your expectations with Brooks Rehabilitation.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. After Jaguars lost to the Las Vegas Raiders, the Jaguars Radio Network is presented by UF Health. University of Florida Health is the proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And standing by, Bucky Brooks is still out in Vegas. He'll catch up with head coach Doug Peterson here shortly. We'll have that conversation for you. And what the guys were talking about after the game, Mike, quarterback play, he's got to be a whole lot better than that. Mac Jones today, off the mark, bad decision-making, key moments. That's not going to get it done really any week, any Sunday.
No, but I will give Mac Jones credit for this. He threw the deep ball well today, right? He put the one on Brian Thomas's hands that he dropped. Now, it would have come back because of a hold. But, I mean, he dropped it right on him. Yeah. Should have been a long touchdown.
There was one earlier in the game along the sideline that Brian was between the corner and the safety, and he threw it out of bounds.
True.
Right?
But, I mean, look, if you hit 2 out of 3,
okay.
Brian Thomas on the deep
you.
ball, you know, hit him for the touchdown. I'm just saying, I'm looking for a bright spot. Sure. I don't think Mac Jones played well today. I'm just saying that, you know, he dropped a couple of dimes on Brian Thomas Jr., and that was a point of discussion this week with the media and Doug Peterson. What can Mac Jones do to improve on his deep ball? And whatever he did today, maybe he just threw it better, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if he really did anything differently, but the results were better.
What do you think, Fred, about the deep balls today from Mac Jones, especially to Brian Thomas?
Yeah, I'm right there with Mike in that assessment. You know, pretty accurate on the deep ball. Would love to see Brian Thomas catch that one that he dropped, even though the hold, as Mike mentioned, it would have came back. But just, again, it's about confidence, saying we can do this. You know, we could have possibly done this throughout the course of the year on other occasions as well. But to see him come back, you know, stand in a little pressure and find him on the touchdown that lifted them up to give him a chance to take the lead there, I thought that was a beautiful pass, very well executed.
Yeah, and all in all, Fred, Brian Thomas Jr. today set a single-game mark for his young career, 132 yards, and goes well over 1,000 yards, gets his 9th touchdown so he can get into double digits over the next couple of weeks. And, I mean, just what they have found in this guy is clearly the #1 bright spot of this season.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I know we have been advocating for a few passes, more passes. Just give him an opportunity, throw it to him. But what they have now, as these last final games wind down, all of these players are auditioning. The scouting department, they're evaluating, they're checking these guys out, and what they know is we have a young receiver. We hit it in this past year's draft, and he's a guy you can continue to build an offense around, along with once we know that Trevor is going to be healthy, he gets back, you have a franchise quarterback, you have a true number one. You have to just continue to try to rebuild the rest of the group around him, depending on the injuries for those guys that have been out. And Gabe Davis.
Hard, so it's nice to rattle off a couple wins here.
Colts needed a home win over Tennessee to stay alive. Anthony Richardson.
Nine was his high water mark in targets going back to weeks 3 and 4, and they're starting to feed him down the stretch. Let's come back in a moment. Plenty more ahead on this Jaguars loss today to the Raiders. Bucky Brooks standing by in Las Vegas. We'll catch up with head coach Doug Peterson. That's coming up shortly. It's Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
A gift this good takes a while to unwrap. Get your best gift ever during the Toyotathon sales event before it's too late. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE Hybrid for $359 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through January 6, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.58 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Something happens when you begin to believe. What seems way off in the distance gets closer.
You focus on what needs to get done, and you'll let nothing get in your way.
Next year becomes this year, and maybe next time becomes now. A whole city will rally behind you and begin to believe too.
Because when you believe, the unbelievable can happen. We believe in justice for everyone, and we believe we're the attorneys to help people get it. Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars. Jacksonville.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today. Official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey from the Hyundai Studios. Fred Taylor on the line with us from South Florida after a Jaguars loss to the Raiders, 19-14. Fred, big plays allowed by the defense again. It popped up yet again in this game. It's been a storyline, obviously, all season long, just the explosive plays allowed in key moments. And it really, in this game, I mean, they started early and often with all these plays over 10, 15 yards. Brock Bowers, hey, guess what? He was the guy coming in you needed to cover. And he got his today as well, and they just kept putting together these big plays. The Raiders in this game had 5 plays of 17 yards or more. It felt like it was more than that, but Myers had a couple of long ones. Bowers had a couple of those, Fred, and it just continues again for this Jaguars defense.
Yeah, just again, that's what you're going to get when you have that soft zone. Then if you have lack of communication or players flying around, you're going to have those gaps in there as we look back to last week's game versus the Jets and that big breakdown to Devontae Adams, which led to a huge play and eventually putting the game away. So it's a lot of that zone coverage and secondary coverage there. They're not getting beat that they're not allowing those type of plays in man coverage, for the most part. But again, if you're not getting after the quarterback, which you're down 4 playing line, then you're susceptible to those type plays in the zone coverage.
Look, Fred, we know that this defense gives up big plays, right? I mean, they've had busts all year, right? I kind of expect it, and I don't think, going into this game, I'm not shocked. I mean, even though the Raiders don't have explosive skill guys, that they got some of those. But the totally controllable thing here today is let's not line up in the neutral zone. And they got called for 4 offsides in the first half by simply lining up in the neutral zone. They didn't jump. They didn't get drawn off. Eric Armstead did it on consecutive plays, but Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon each got called for it, Fred. I mean, does that speak to, not focusing? I mean, how do you even deal with something like that if you're a coaching staff?
It has the frustrated coaches. Here we are, week 17, 19. I don't even remember
it's
what
late,
week it
man.
is. It's late, and those things should not be happening. Where's that can we kept referencing earlier? You just chalk it up and put it in that same can because it's all bad play and undisciplined play. You shouldn't get that from your veteran guys. Obviously, yes, things do happen, but I mean, as simple as things such as just lining up, you get in that stance 60 plays minimum a game. So it's just lack of focus.
I'm looking at the play-by-play here. Not only did Armstead line up offsides on consecutive plays, the Raiders declined them both because
they had plays on them.
They hit big chunk plays on each of those plays. Absolutely. Where he had a head start.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then remember, Fred, the other two, it was the back-to-back false starts by the Raiders and then back-to-back offsides by the Jags.
Two bad teams out there.
Yes.
I thought it was a battle of who can get to the number one pick. But it seems that New York has locked that up, and these other two teams were just playing bad ball. But, again, it was good to see, the Raiders go out there and fight as hard as they fought with all the different quarterbacks shuffling and all that stuff. And I think they played a cleaner game, a more efficient game than the Jaguars. If you just had to kind of look at the two, obviously they went away with the win, which just tells me the Jaguars have a long, long way to go.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You knew they would fight the Raiders because they fought on Monday night last week to get back in that game. Didn't get the winning result, clearly, but, they still have some life somehow out there fighting for their head coach. Jags fall today, the final score, 19-14. The Raiders over the Jaguars. Let's pause. We'll come back in a moment. Fred Taylor, Mike Dempsey, J.P. Shadrick, Bucky Brooks standing by in Las Vegas. We'll have head coach Doug Peterson coming up. It's Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Florida Home Air Conditioning, and you could save up to $4,500 through possible tax credits and other discounts. Purchase a new system today, and Florida Home Air Conditioning will buy back your old inefficient HVAC system. Request your complimentary consultation from Florida Home Air Conditioning, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit FloridaHomeAC.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Brooks Rehabilitation is proud to be the official rehabilitation partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are here for them, and we are here for you. Ranked #1 physical rehabilitation hospital in Florida by U.S. News and World Report, our playbook is individualized treatment and exceptional care to get you back to living your life. Brooks has cutting-edge technology and therapy solutions in every care setting, treating sports injury, orthopedics, brain, spinal injuries, and more. Go beyond your expectations with Brooks Rehabilitation.
Football is back. Celebrate with a gay Duval meal deal. Score 2 Roller Grill favorites and a 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.50. That means you can choose any 2 to pair with your Coke. 2 hot dogs, 2 tornadoes, 2 roller bites, or mix and match. Whether you're stopping for a quick snack or tailgating with friends, this is a victory for every Jags fan. Deal happening now through January 2nd, 2025. Stop by to purchase in store.
Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading healthcare and technology organizations nationwide to deliver workforce solutions. CSI prides itself on building meaningful relationships and provides personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your workforce solutions reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com.
Hey fans, it's Tyson Campbell, cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, your game day is getting even tastier with Al's Pizza in the stadium. And every time we get a pick, you'll score. If the Jaguars get 1 interception, you'll enjoy buy one, get one free pizza at any Al's Pizza location Monday through Thursday after the home game. 2 interceptions, a free dessert. And 3 interceptions, that's a free appetizer. Just tell them you want the Jags pick. Up your game and get your Al's Pizza at the game or any of their locations.
It's game time, Jaguars fans, and Publix knows that football is all about pairings. A high-scoring offense paired with a stingy defense. A rocket-armed QB paired with a dynamic wide receiver. And at Publix, you can pair hot deli chicken tenders with savory dips, delicious sub platters with ice-cold beverages, and you can pair these tailgate essentials with an entire parking lot full of Jaguars fans chanting, Duval! Gear up for your tailgate at Publix, the official supermarket of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick with you. More with Mike Dempsey and Fred Taylor coming up. Final score, Raiders 19, Jaguars 14. Bucky Brooks in Las Vegas with head coach Doug Peterson. Bucky?
What up, Coach? Thoughts on another tough game this week?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the mistakes, right? The penalties, the missed tackles. Opportunities to create some takeaways there. You know, it compounds, right? It's the most frustrating thing that I've ever, you know, seen or been a part of, obviously, and it's something that's been holding us back all year, and gosh, at some point you would think that you know, enough would be enough, right? And we'd learn from it and move on, but it seems to be plaguing us each week.
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear you talk to the team over and over again and talk about control what you can control, and it's a communication that you talk about, like, hey, let's just do the things we know we control, like line up right, let's avoid the penalties, take care of the ball, yada, yada, yada. But for whatever reason, it's not happening between the lines. And so you talk about your frustration. As a coach, how do you keep pressing on with that and giving them the messages and hoping that at some point the light comes on?
Yeah, you know, and look, I know I'm frustrated. I know the players are frustrated too, right? Because they're not being rewarded. But, again, you know, we're all in this together, and in order to be rewarded, we've got to be able to do things right, and that's coaches and players. And you know, look, I still think there's a lot of pride left. You know, you just look at the 2 games we got ahead of us. I mean, 2 division games. Again, a great opportunity there, just to finish the right way. Let's finish this thing the right way, and you know, be positive and have a good feeling about it, you know, heading into, you know, the offseason.
I've heard you talk a lot about situational awareness at time with players and just understanding, like, clock, score, situation, and those things. It's hard to consistently remind players, like, hey, here's where we're at. This is a number. This is what we're thinking about. This is what we want to execute and get done on game day. It happens on the practice field, but on game day, is it hard to continue to remind them that?
Well, it is, because we're thinking the game. I'm thinking the game too, and I'm trying to, you know, control the game and manage the game situations and all that. And you know, you want the players to kind of understand the situation, right, and the magnitude and what's going on. But, you know, look, I'm going to keep reminding them. I'm going to keep doing that. And you know, we've just got to. It's like I told them after the game, and we keep learning the hard way. Mm-hmm. We just make it too hard, and we're not creating the takeaways. So the offense has to go the long way. Yeah. it's just hard, right? It's just too hard to do that, and so it's definitely a team deal, a team, we're in this together type thing, and we just got to keep fighting and scratching and trying to dig our way out of it.
Well, we always talk about a team with one player who has certainly been one of the bright spots of the season. That's been Brian Thomas Jr. Went over 1,000 yards today. Just your thoughts on him and how he's improved over the course of the season.
Just number one is a great kid, hard worker, fun to be around. It's really no surprise that he's done as well as he has this year, and it definitely is a bright spot. Definitely is something that gives you, the hope for the future and all that kind of stuff, especially around Trevor and all of that. And I'm just so happy for him. He's worked hard this year, and then with the injuries to Christian Gabe Evan, I mean, we've had to load his plate with a lot of stuff, and he's gone out and executed at a high level, and really has done an outstanding job for us. And like I said, it's definitely the bright spot this year offensively.
Last thing, Mason Smith appeared to have a good game. He flashed a couple times, had a sack, had some plays or whatever. How has he improved over the course of the season?
Yeah, I mean, he's just learning. He's just learning every time he gets opportunities, and would love for him to finish on the quarterback there, later in the fourth quarter. But those are plays, that he has to make, and he knows that. But he has improved, and he's going to be a good player for us, and he's just another one that he works hard and wants to be coached and wants to improve, and even the mistakes he makes, he's learning from them, and he'll grow from them.
Well, hopefully the team will grow from this one. We got a game next week against Titans. See if we can get it.
Yes, sir.
Head coach Doug Peterson with Bucky Brooks in Las Vegas. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Jaguars radio network. We'll return in a moment. Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor back with us after a Jaguars loss to the Raiders. 19-14 the final in Las Vegas. And this is Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars radio network.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, Advantage You. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ranked as the nation's best public university by the Wall Street Journal, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
Are you ready for some football? Well, you are now, thanks to Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL, Ticketmaster's got the best way to take it to the house when it comes to being there live. They're the safest and most convenient marketplace to score fully verified Jaguars tickets. And even if your plans get broken up or worse, turned over, Ticketmaster gives you more flexibility to sell your seats. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Welcome back. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. We're at the Hyundai Studios after a Jaguars loss in Las Vegas. 19-14 the final score. Time now for the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. And we'll give it to Darnell Savage in the first quarter On a first down play on an end-around toss, Savage was in the backfield and made the tackle for an 8-yard loss on the play, putting him behind the sticks. 2nd and 18. It was a run up the middle. And then O'Connell was sacked for a 6-yard loss. And on 4th and 20, they had to punt it away. The Jaguars got really good field position after that punt. There was a return and a push out of bounds, and then that led to the opening touchdown. So we'll give it to Darnell Savage today on that tackle for loss, and that's the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. Let the pros tackle the pests in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. Time now for the final statistics in this game. And, 19-14, the most important one, but total yardage, Vegas led the way 314 to 308. Rushing yardage, 72 to 69 in favor of the Jaguars. Passing yardage, 245 to 236 in favor of the Raiders. Third downs, Jags 6 of 15, Raiders 4 of 14. Penalties, 8 for 60 yards against the Jags, 7 for 62 against Las Vegas. The Jaguars had the 2 giveaways, the fumbles right before halftime, and time of possession, 34 minutes and 18 seconds in favor of the Raiders.
And the stats to back that up, JP, both quarterbacks pretty similar. Mac Jones, you could say, actually a little bit better today thanks to the touchdown pass. He was 25 of 39 for 247 with that scoring toss of 62 yards to Brian Thomas Jr. He was sacked once, had a quarterback rating of 90.4, primarily because he didn't turn it over, but only averaged 6.3 yards per attempt, even with a 62-yarder in there. Aiden O'Connell, 24 of 38. Very close. If he had completed one more pass, they would have had identical numbers there. 257, averaged 6.8 yards per attempt. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Jags sacked him twice. Quarterback rating just under 83. Tank Bigsby led the way on the ground for the Jags, 12 for 50 with a touchdown. Travis Etienne only managed 22 yards on 9 carries. Amir Abdullah was the rushing leader. He ran for a score, 7 for 38 with that touchdown. Alexander Madison had 12 for 27, also with a touchdown for the Las Vegas Raiders. Brian Thomas Jr., the star of the show for the Jags, 9 for 132 receiving with that touchdown. And he has now set a bunch of rookie records for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Parker Washington, another young player doing well, 6 catches on 6 targets for 54 yards. Brenton Strange only had the 2 catches following up an 11-catch performance last week, and he lost a fumble as well. Brock Bowers did what he's been doing all season, which is played very well. 11 catches for 99 yards on 13 targets. Abdullah, the second leading receiver. The Raiders had 3 guys between 41 and 47 yards receiving. Foye Oluwakin led the way with 8 stops, including 6 solo tackles for Jacksonville. Eric Armstead and Mason Smith provided the 2 sacks.
There you have it. The stats are in. Fred Taylor with us again on the phone line from South Florida. Anything stand out about Bucky's conversation with head coach Doug Peterson there?
Just more of the same, what we've said, talking about the offsides, the penalties, the bad alignment, that sort of stuff. But more so the praise of the young rookie Brian Thomas Jr. and how hopeful he is for his future and his career, being off to a good start. And, him handling the load, the increased load after those other guys, those other veterans, Kirk and Gabe Davis went out for the season with injuries, how he pretty much just stepped it up and took advantage of his opportunity. And in this game, on this level, the big boy level, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. It reminded me of Stu going down, getting injured. When they thought I wasn't going to be what I turned out to be, I went in and I seized the moment and never looked back. And hopefully he's able to do the same thing, because us Jag fans need a bright spot.
It could be a precursor to our Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. That's coming up when we return. You might have given it away.
Drama-free.
Absolutely. Back in a moment. The Jaguars Radio Network presented by UF Health, University of Florida Health, the proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score, Raiders 19, Jaguars 14. It's Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Florida Home Air Conditioning, and you could save up to $4,500 through possible tax credits and other discounts. Purchase a new system today, and Florida Home Air Conditioning will buy back your old inefficient HVAC system. Request your complimentary consultation from Florida Home Air Conditioning, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit FloridaHomeAC.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Hey fans, it's Tyson Campbell, cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, your game day is getting even tastier with Al's Pizza in the stadium. And every time we get a pick, you'll score. If the Jaguars get one interception, you'll enjoy buy one, get one free pizza at any Al's Pizza location Monday through Thursday after the home game. 2 interceptions, a free dessert. And 3 interceptions, that's a free appetizer. Just tell them you want the Jags pick. Up your game and get your Al's Pizza at the game or any of their locations.
A quality replacement window made with Fibrance material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl, delivered through a stress-free process. Welcome to Renewal by Anderson. Get the peace of mind knowing Renewal by Anderson handles everything from start to finish. With one call, you'll enjoy working with the best people, exclusive products, and superior process. It's the people, it's the process, it's the product. For a limited time, buy one, get one 40% off all windows and doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today. Official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. We're at the Hyundai Studios. Fred Taylor on the line with us from South Florida. And this could be the easiest Jaguars radio network player of the game voting all year. I get a vote, Mike gets a vote, Fred Taylor gets a vote and a half to break any deadlocks. Fred, you just want to get it over with? What you got?
Yeah, go for it. We got the rookie of who should be the offensive rookie of the year, I believe, Brian Thomas Jr. Do they give it to guys with a team record of this, like,
yeah,
I don't
this
know.
bad.
I hate to tell you, I think Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden
I was trying to
Daniels
find a better word, right?
If it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, Fred, he'd have a shot.
And Brock Bowers.
And yeah.
By the way.
Well, yeah. So he should be up in there. Hopefully he'll get a vote.
Yeah, well,
but he gets my vote tonight.
That's right, and he's got mine and Mike.
Look, usually I like to give some credit to somebody else. Unanimous, Brian Thomas Jr., easy one.
13 targets, 9 catches, 132 yards, and a touchdown, and left a little out there too. Still some room to grow and move forward, and it'll be fun to watch that the last 2 weeks of the season in division games. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, look no further than Ford F-150, loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a lengthy Baptist Health injury report. We'll get into it when we return. It's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Florida Home Air Conditioning, and you could save up to $4,500 through possible tax credits and other discounts. Purchase a new system today, and Florida Home Air Conditioning will buy back your old inefficient HVAC system. Request your complimentary consultation from Florida Home Air Conditioning, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit FloridaHomeAC.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in Miami and Houston. Watch them win in Philly, Detroit, Nashville, and Las Vegas. All the other Jaguars games are just one short connection away. And if airport parking has you stressed, be sure to visit the Jax Airport website before traveling to the terminal. On it, you'll find information about the status of on-airport parking in real time. See if your favorite areas are available or if you need to call an audible. Visit flyjax.com for more information.
Football is back. Celebrate with a gay Duval meal deal. Score 2 roller grill favorites and a 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.50. That means you can choose any 2 to pair with your Coke. 2 hot dogs, 2 tornadoes, 2 roller bites, or mix and match. Whether you're stopping for a quick snack or tailgating with friends, this is a victory for every Jags fan. Deal happening now through January 2nd, 2025. Stop by to purchase in store.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic looking for a parking space? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to Everbank Field is on JTA's Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 5 locations around Jacksonville. Passes start at $10 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit JTAFLA.com for full details. The JTA Game Day Express, where you're winning before the game even starts. Your Game Day Express is sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens.
A quality replacement window made with Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl, delivered through a stress-free process. Welcome to Renewal by Anderson. Get the peace of mind knowing Renewal by Anderson handles everything from start to finish. With one call, you'll enjoy working with the best people, exclusive products, and superior process. It's the people, it's the process, it's the product. For a limited time, buy one, get one 40% off all windows and doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey in the Hyundai Studios. Fred Taylor on the line from South Florida. The injury report presented by Baptist Health. Changing healthcare for good, and it's lengthy in this game. Walker Little, left tackle in the first quarter, did not return. He entered the week, was on the injury report this week, I should say, with an ankle issue, but in the first quarter did not come back in the game. Van Lanen had to play left tackle the rest of the way. Darnell Savage in the second quarter entered the concussion protocol and did not return. Jarian Jones was pointing at his left foot or ankle at one point, but came back in the game. Ventrell Miller in the second quarter with an ankle injury. He was out and did not return, the linebacker. Anton Harrison in the second quarter with a shoulder issue, was questionable, returned to the game. And Tyson Campbell with a shoulder issue, questionable in the third quarter, back in the game as well. But, boy, Fred, the tackle situation is one that concerns you a little bit. Obviously, Walker Little just signed that extension, and let's see how it is moving ahead. But Van Lanen was in there. At one point, Blake Hance had to go in at right tackle when Harrison was off to the side. Got to get those guys to the finish line of this season.
Yeah, it's a long season. It's going to get a lot longer. I mean, when they add that 18th game, which is right around the corner, for those of you that didn't know. So these guys just got to, find a way to, get back in there, man, maintenance, do everything they can to try to be available. And while they're out, coaches have to shuffle as much as they can and also understand who's out there and also design plays around them to try to make it a little bit easier. Chip releases, this, that, slide protections, etc. So, yeah, long season, man. Guys are beat up everywhere around the league.
No doubt about that. Certainly here in Jacksonville, guys on IR, done for the year. Surgery on the quarterback and the tight end, Evan Ingram, this week. Of course, quarterback being Trevor Lawrence. So, and they just add to the list today. We'll see moving ahead what happens. 2 weeks to go for the Jaguars in the 2024 campaign. We're back in a moment with a preview of next week. The home finale next week as the Tennessee Titans come calling. And this is Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with Everbank. Open an Everbank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. Everbank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ranked as the nation's best public university by the Wall Street Journal, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
Something happens when you begin to believe. What seems way off in the distance gets closer.
You focus on what needs to get done, and you'll let nothing get in your way.
Next year becomes this year, and maybe next time becomes now. A whole city will rally behind you and begin to believe too.
Because when you believe, the unbelievable can happen. We believe in justice for everyone, and we believe we're the attorneys to help people get it. Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars. Jacksonville.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy?
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by UF Health, the proud healthcare partner of the Jags. Next week, the Tennessee Titans come to town for the home finale in the 2024 campaign. Fan Appreciation Day, Fred. It's a team the Jaguars beat up in Nashville, so... I'd love to run that back and get this done. It's though 1-9 now in one-score games this year for the Jaguars. Another loss today, 19-14. Division games this week and next, Fred. At least something to shoot for down the stretch.
Yeah, still the Titans. Still a team that we despise. Still division. A division game, and it's still a game to say the least. You got to go out there and compete, fight, try and close the season out. The draft order is all but set, but with these two games remaining, the top 5 or 6 will pretty much be a revolving door of the same teams. So I like Jacksonville to finish this one strong. The Titans, I don't believe, has enough to beat the Jags, and then hopefully I'm right, especially at home in front of the local fans.
Let me tell you, I think they have more than the Raiders do. I do. I thought this was the worst team they had left on their schedule. I didn't think the Raiders were capable without a lot of help from the Jags of actually winning this game today, and they went out and did it, which just goes to show you the kind of state of affairs, Fred, with this team. But I will say that there are fans that, they like to watch the draft picks rise and fall, and that's totally legit, in my opinion, when you're out of the playoff race. But there are also a lot of fans that just, when they go to the stadium and they want to have a good game day experience, this is their last home game. So if you're going to win one of the last two, you got a chance to sweep the Titans and send those fans off happy with a post-Christmas victory.
Yeah, it'd be
That's
nice.
That's always pleasure for a Jaguars fan to beat the Titans. So I believe these guys understand that assignment. Hopefully, when the clock is all down to zeros, we can all rejoice and be happy and get ready for a new year.
Well, 1 o'clock kickoff time next Sunday here at the bank, the Titans and the Jaguars. Fred, Merry Christmas to you and the family. Have a good one.
Looking forward to it, guys. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Enjoy. See you in a few days.
Are you on the good or the bad list this year, Fred?
I'm in the middle. It's about balance. I'm never good or bad. I'm never bad, JP. Come on now, I'm an
Just
angel.
asking. I don't know what Santa's got on this list. I have no idea.
I'm Santa around these parts, so it comes back to what I decide to get me. But no, I you know what? I'd rather everyone else enjoy Christmas, the holidays. I don't make much of it. Just thankful and grateful to to be able to take a breath, and that's all I ask for, honestly.
Love that, Fred. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week, Fred.
All right, guys. See
Thanks,
you soon.
Fred Taylor, proud of the Jaguars running back. He's in the middle. He's making the lists and checking them twice.
He's on the list. Which one is really not up to us?
I
would have put him on the nice list. So.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you never know. Maybe he was.
I'm not in charge. Ask
Who
the
is?
man in red.
Who is? And there's only one guy. That's right. We're back in a moment, if you're on our flagship station at least, with the Scoreboard Show. We'll take your calls about this game and everything Jaguars related. There's a lot to discuss. Thanks to our entire crew. Thanks to Fred Taylor, head coach Doug Peterson, Bucky Brooks in Las Vegas. For Mike Dempsey, I'm JP Shadrick saying good night. Final score for the final time, Raiders 19, Jaguars 14 on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by University of Florida Health, Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by Everbank. Now, waiting to hear from you, here are Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, and JP Shadrick.
Welcome in the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Brian Sexton. We're at the Hyundai Studios after Jags lost to the Raiders 19-14. 355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. Next verse, same as the first. And second and third and fourth and the first 8. 1-9 now in one-score games.
Just to be completely candid with you, I all week long I struggled with pregame show, and thinking, how do I make this interesting? What are the storylines here? Who's got what to say? And Mike, credit to you. You made our first hour a long time ago a very entertaining hour.
Did I?
You did. You really did.
Okay.
But I don't know what we're going to do this week. I mean, it's gotten to that point, JP, where it's same verse, different day.
Yeah. I mean, that's where they are, Mike.
The story will be sweep your division rival Titans, right? Win the last game at home. I mean, those are the storylines.
Feed the wide receiver.
Continue the ascendance of Brian Thomas Jr. and see just how high he can set some of those rookie marks. But in terms of, what do you got here,
You got a
I think the other line is who's going to play, right? I mean,
got a bunch of walking wounded.
You bet. You bet. I thought Cole Van Lannon did an admirable job today. I mean, I didn't notice him until the end.
Until the holding.
Yeah, until the holding
Jones
call.
Wasn't sacked today.
Yeah. He wasn't sacked?
I don't believe he was sacked at all today.
Guess he got rid of the ball a couple of times. I thought that
No, I'm sorry. He was sacked once. That's right. He was sacked once.
I thought that the Raiders got some pressure and made him.
Of course. How did I forget Caleb on?
Goodness gracious.
I mean,
I don't know what to say about that.
Sorry to interrupt, but throw that in there.
Whatever I was going to say is no more important than Caleb on Chase on getting his career-high 4th sack. I still blame Dave Caldwell for that one.
Wow.
You could have had Justin Jefferson, and instead you took Caleb on Chase.
You could have had CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson if you had taken CeeDee instead of C.J. Henderson. Same draft. That could have been your pair of receivers for the last.
You took it to a level I've never taken it.
Well,
but
there you go.
Every time I saw Caleb on, I thought they should have had Justin Jefferson here. Think about how that pairing would have gone for a young quarterback in 2021.
No doubt. We're happy with Brian Thomas, don't get me wrong.
Oh, he's sensational. Although, I thought we did get a glimpse of human nature today. Not that these guys didn't work hard, didn't play hard, but you get to this point and it's Christmas week. You're not relevant in the conversation. You got a West Coast trip. You see Mac Jones just, the throw that he missed on the double move in the first half. I mean,
he was so open.
And you saw Brian Thomas just sort of shake his head as he looked at the sideline. And I mean, what could he do, right? And then Brian dropped the one
Yeah, he put
in the
one
second
on his
half.
hands,
right.
right, so.
And then shortly after that, Logan Cook shanked a punt. When is Logan Cook?
Logan Cook had 3 bad punts
Yeah.
today.
I mean, they were just, and you had the back-to-back turnovers from Tank Bigsby and Brenton Strange. And I felt like for the first time throughout this miserable, horrible, terrible, no good, very bad season, there was a little of that tiredness.
And go ahead and add 4 times
Oh.
the Jags lined up offsides. Lined up
Back-to-back
offsides.
plays
Back-to-back
by
by the
Eric
same
Armstead.
guy.
And then the other 2 were after back-to-back false starts by the Raiders.
Yes.
And here comes Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Trading 10 yards a pop.
And it just felt like human nature showed up. And they would deny it, and I don't mean it in a pejorative. I don't mean it to be they didn't play hard. Because, I mean, I thought that they did, but it was just one of those. They just looked tired.
Can you spell pejorative for us, please?
I have a twin brother who's an attorney, and he gave me that word years ago, and I've always wanted to work it into a sentence. So there are probably some attorneys listening who are like, very good use of the word there, Mr. Sexton. That's the first time I've been able to use it.
But you still can't spell it.
Pejorative. Pejorative.
Sure. I don't know.
Can you spell prerogative?
We'll come back in a moment.
Because it starts PR, and you wouldn't think it does.
355 NFL 1, the number 355-6351. Your calls when we come back. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank. Advantage you. Member FDIC. And the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags fans, are you ready to upgrade your living space? Enter for a chance to win the ultimate furniture giveaway. You could enhance your home with a new sectional, queen mattress, or queen bedroom set, courtesy of Furniture Source. One lucky fan will receive new furniture after every Jaguars home game this season. Don't miss out. Enter today by visiting jaguars.com/sweepstakes. Jaguars.com/sweepstakes. Selections will vary by game.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Welcome back, JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Brian Sexton at the Hyundai Studios. After Jags lost 19-14, Raiders improved to 3-12. The Jaguars fall to 3-12 and are now 1-9 in one-score games this year. 355 NFL 1, the number 355-6351. What you got, Mike?
Well, we'll start with our good friend Sakib in Keystone. Sakib, you're on the Scoreboard Show. Go ahead, please.
Hey, guys. You know, it's not Merry Christmas for the Jaguar fans because of what's going on. All Sakib wants for Christmas is a clean house, meaning I want the janitors fired. I want everybody fired. I want everything new next year. If Shad Khan and Tony Khan are listening, I beg and plead you guys, clean house. That's all Sakib wants to do is clean house and want everybody brand new. I don't care if you bring in whoever as a head coach. I just want everything brand new and a GM. That's all I want for a Christmas gift. Nothing else. Thank you, guys.
It's been nice talking to you because
we
would
too?
get swept out with that too.
I was
just going to say, has he met Angel, who works on the maintenance crew here, who is one of the janitors? He's just a phenomenal guy, and everyone in this building loves him.
He doesn't deserve it.
No, Sakib doesn't deserve it.
And Sakib's being, over the top.
I don't know about that.
I think. But he's not alone, A lot of people want fresh thoughts and ideas.
I don't know how. I mean, you guys get asked the question, you more than all of us, just all day, every day. But I mean, you walk through the aisles at Publix, and the first question is, when's someone going to get fired? Well, Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, right. It's nice to. Who are you thinking of? Right.
Trying to buy groceries here.
And the same conversation. Here's my standard answer. And that is, I can't imagine that something isn't going to change. Not in a miserable season like this, after the owner proclaimed in training camp that it was the best roster that he had put together in his time here. I just can't imagine it. So please, take a deep breath. I mean, the end of the season is 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, we'll be talking about it. Just smile and be nice to people and enjoy Christmas.
I thought you were going to say, please leave me alone in Publix.
No.
Let me shop for my groceries.
You guys have done this long enough. You've done this. You know it's just part of the gig. People want to come and they want to talk, and for the most part, they're kind. I did have one guy that got a little aggressive with me, and I wanted to remind him I'm a radio broadcaster here. I make no decisions. But for all of those of you, listen, you can't become a billionaire by standing pat. Patience is one thing, right? Having a plan is another thing. But something has to change. It just does.
We'll see. Only he has the answer, or maybe he hasn't come to an answer yet. There's also that. There's 2 weeks until the end of the season.
If anybody tells you they know, they don't.
That's correct.
Other than Shot.
Correct, but this did not help anybody's job security today.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Not losing to this team.
This was bad.
Raiders were on a 10-game losing streak.
Well, I remember thinking as we were talking earlier today that, this was one the Jaguars should get. And I, to be honest with you, I thought based on what we saw from the offense last week, 25 points and some, at least a modicum of, don't ask me to spell that, of efficiency, I thought we might see something that they would be able to just overcome a Raiders team that, quite honestly, had a lot of problems.
They scored 9 points last week. Now, granted, they were playing with Desmond Ridder, and Aiden O'Connell is a little bit better than Desmond Ridder, but not galaxies better.
Back in a moment. 355 NFL 1, the number 355-6351. More of your calls when we come back. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist. Waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Hey fans, it's Tyson Campbell, cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, your game day is getting even tastier with Al's Pizza in the stadium. And every time we get a pick, you'll score. If the Jaguars get one interception, you'll enjoy buy one, get one free pizza at any Al's Pizza location Monday through Thursday after the home game. 2 interceptions, a free dessert. And 3 interceptions, that's a free appetizer. Just tell them you want the Jags pick. Up your game and get your Al's Pizza at the game or any of their locations.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Jags fans, are you ready to upgrade your living space? Enter for a chance to win the ultimate furniture giveaway. You could enhance your home with a new sectional, queen mattress, or queen bedroom set, courtesy of Furniture Source. One lucky fan will receive new furniture after every Jaguars home game this season. Don't miss out. Enter today by visiting jaguars.com/sweepstakes. Jaguars.com/sweepstakes. Selections will vary by game.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in Miami and Houston. Watch them win in Philly, Detroit, Nashville, and Las Vegas. All the other Jaguars games are just one short connection away. And if airport parking has you stressed, be sure to visit the Jax Airport website before traveling to the terminal. On it, you'll find information about the status of on-airport parking in real time. See if your favorite areas are available or if you need to call an audible. Visit flyjax.com for more information.
Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
We're back. 355 NFL 1, 355-6351. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Brian Sexton. We're at the Hyundai Studios after Jags lost to the Raiders, 19-14. Sloppy, ugly ball game today. Jaguars defense, the number one storyline, Brian, going in was, hey, Brock Bowers is pretty good at this football thing, and you might need to cover that guy. And he got his today, 99 yards and double-digit catches, and they have 5 plays of 17 yards or more. The big play bites again, this defense.
Started in Miami on opening day and has not let up. The thing about Bowers, he's really good. I mean, he finds a way to shake free. But it seemed like whether it was Jarian Jones or Devin Lloyd covering him today, everyone was flat-footed, a step and a half behind him as he made his cut. I didn't think he did anything that I haven't seen a lot of good tight ends do. I mean, it didn't look as if this guy is some seminal performer, right? But he's just always open. 11 catches, 99 yards.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, kind of like Kelsey, although Kelsey was pretty dynamic run after the catch early in his career. He just has a knack for getting open, but that doesn't excuse the fact on the very first offensive play of the game, he is wide open in the flat. You know he is the main guy you've got to be concerned with, and he catches the ball no one within 5 yards of him on any side and takes it 32 yards.
Did you see the two Jaguars trip over each other on that play?
No, I think I missed that.
If you see the end zone view, you will see two guys tripping over each other, and that was why he was wide open. I don't know which one of them was supposed to be out in the flat covering him, but they literally tripped over each other at the hash mark.
Tony Smith in the studio says Ventrell Miller, most likely.
Okay.
Yes. So, there you go.
That doesn't make me feel a whole lot better. At least
you're right.
What?
I mean,
Mike,
I
didn't intend for it to.
I know. And look, you talk about explosive plays. Brock Bowers is an ascending great player in the league. I mean, based on
it looks like he's going to be one of those guys.
Tyreek Hill, since that 80-yarder,
yeah,
has not had a catch over 30 yards all year. All year.
How
so
much?
you could say, it's Tyreek Hill. Well, it's not The 2024 version of Tyreek Hill.
On that play, it wasn't Tyreek Hill.
Well,
it was the safety who's
Cisco
watching
was
him
late.
as he's running across the field in that crossing route that everyone has seen him do so explosively for so many years. Like, oh, here he comes. Here's number 10.
But that's kind of part of it. Like he's not doing that against other teams.
Yeah.
This team is having the breakdowns and allowing guys to have career days or not, the best performance of the season at least.
I'd like to say that I have never seen a secondary, as vulnerable as this one. But I'm not the only one. None of us have. I mean, this is the most vulnerable secondary the Jaguars have ever put on the field.
They do it to themselves, though.
It's amazing.
It's not like they're not good enough. I mean, they jump and do wrong things. It's self-inflicted wounds. I guess that means they're not good enough. I get it. But,
well, they all take their turns, right? I mean, Cisco's had a number of those. And so has Antonio Johnson.
Yeah, and it's not like there's 5 rookies out on the field.
Nope. No. And Darnell Savage.
Right.
And I've heard from Packers.
Ronald Darby got benched.
Yes.
He was inactive.
Yeah. I mean, veterans, young players, safeties, corners,
Name
nickelbacks. It's
that's where we are.
Over and over and over again.
Generally mental mistakes.
Yeah, right. That's my point.
Right.
It's not like
they're not physically capable of doing it.
Well, last week we found out during the course of this week that the 41-yard Devontae Adams catch and run that set up the game, the go-ahead touchdown, was Antonio Johnson's fault because they were running a mesh coverage, and he knew they came out of a timeout. He knew what he was told, and he trailed with a tight end going the other way.
355 NFL 1. What else is there to say?
What else can you do, though, if you're
Right.
a coach in that situation, other than literally tell the guy right before the play?
Which they did.
Here's your assignment. He's got to execute it at some point.
355 NFL 1, 355-6351. We'll get back on the offensive side when we return after Jaguars lost to the Las Vegas Raiders 19-14. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Football is back. Celebrate with a gay Duval meal deal. Score 2 roller grill favorites and a 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.50. That means you can choose any 2 to pair with your Coke. 2 hot dogs, 2 tornadoes, 2 roller bites, or mix and match. Whether you're stopping for a quick snack or tailgating with friends, this is a victory for every Jags fan. Deal happening now through January 2nd, 2025. Stop by to purchase in store.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic looking for a parking space? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to Everbank Field is on JTA's Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 5 locations around Jacksonville. Passes start at $10 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit JTAFLA.com for full details. The JTA Game Day Express, where you're winning before the game even starts. Your Game Day Express is sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens.
It's game time, Jaguars fans, and Publix knows that football is all about pairings. A high-scoring offense paired with a stingy defense. A rocket-armed QB paired with a dynamic wide receiver. And at Publix, you can pair hot deli chicken tenders with savory dips, delicious sub-platters with ice-cold beverages, and you can pair these tailgate essentials with an entire parking lot full of Jaguars fans chanting, Duval! Gear up for your tailgate at Publix, the official supermarket of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A quality replacement window made with Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl, delivered through a stress-free process. Welcome to Renewal by Andersen. Get the peace of mind knowing Renewal by Andersen handles everything from start to finish. With one call, you'll enjoy working with the best people, exclusive products, and superior process. It's the people, it's the process, it's the product. For a limited time, buy one, get one 40% off all windows and doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Renewal by Andersen. A better way to a better window. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Brian Sexton from the Hyundai Studios. The Scoreboard Show continues after a 19-14 loss for the Jaguars to the Las Vegas Raiders. 355 NFL 1 the number, 355-6351. Phone lines are open. Jaguars offense today put the ball on the deck twice. Bigsby with a fumble, first in a while for him, feels like, and then Strange with a fumble right before halftime. Looks like they were trying to get some more yards and then go clock the ball and then kick the field goal. That didn't work out. But after that Bigsby 1-yard run on the short field, the offense goes 3 and out, fumbled to end the half, and just shut down. And they were basically gifted some points on that punt return and the penalty to get out of bounds. But after that, they couldn't get anything done.
Well, and as soon as the offense gives them the lead, the defense gives it right back. And they scored a touchdown and 2 field goals on their next 3 drives. And it just feels like, Jenga on defense, right? I mean, just start pulling because you can disassemble this whole thing and put it back together. Which you have to do. I mean, I don't want to say there's nothing redeemable. I mean, there's some good players on the defensive side, but this thing has been a disaster. It was 22nd last year, and they made the sweeping move to clean out the defensive staff and bring in a new staff, and the defense has sunk.
It's worse. It's the worst in
Sunk.
the league.
Right.
I mean, it has
Without a
to be.
doubt.
Right. Statistically, and the eye test as well. And to your point, look, the Jags led going into the fourth quarter today.
Yes.
Right? Despite all that, they hit the big play because that's where the Raiders are. They just are not explosive themselves, but you let them go on a 10-play drive to answer that touchdown, and, that was it. That was the ball game.
This defense is just, I can't think of a better way to say it than it's got to be completely taken apart.
You know who's part of the Raiders staff? Mike Caldwell. He was on the other sideline today, linebackers coach and run game coordinator for the Raiders. So he got to see it firsthand.
You had Caleb Vaughn fired up to play this team, obviously.
Yeah.
Caldwell. You had Carter Bradley watching intently from the sidelines as the emergency quarterback.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's what it is.
Look, we know they're not very good, but this is almost a new low for this season because, again, this is a Raider team that is just without any kind of explosive element to their offense. Brock Bowers is good, but he's good.
Yeah, he didn't run away
8, 9, 10 yards a time. Right. And that's great, for a tight end. They traded away Devontae Adams, who we saw how explosive last week he can still be. And
today too, by the way.
They've gone through several running backs this year. Sincere McCormick would have been the starter,
and he was on injured reserve
had he not gotten injured. I don't know if it really mattered. I mean, it was just kind of a little dink and dunk running game.
Listen, their defense was supposed to be, bolstered by some free agent acquisitions, and Christian Wilkins has been on injured reserve all season.
He's been out all year, and Max Crosby is the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah.
I mean, Max Crosby is a guy, one of the rare defensive linemen that will play 100% of the snaps if they let him. And the games he doesn't, it's usually like 97% of the snaps. He misses a snap or two. And when that guy goes out, you're wondering, are they going to have that kind of letdown performance with the holidays coming up? I know they're at home, but I don't know how great that home field advantage is for them right now.
Now they leaned on number 44, and big Caleb Von Jason came through today. Something I thought I'd never see.
Unbelievable.
Let's come back in a moment and wrap this thing up like a Christmas present.
I think that's a good idea.
How about that? It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Dailies Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Dailies is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ranked as the nation's best public university by the Wall Street Journal, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy?
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading healthcare and technology organizations nationwide to deliver workforce solutions. CSI prides itself on building meaningful relationships and provides personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your workforce solutions reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com.
It'll only take a minute, they said. But it took a minute to find the aisle with the cheese sauce, a minute to find the shelf with the cheese sauce, and a minute to text pictures of all the cheese sauces. Only to get the reply that, no, none of those are the right cheese sauce. You know what actually takes a minute? Figuring out who's going to DD so no one drives impaired after the game. Take a minute, make a plan, never drive impaired. Go to takeaminutenow.com from Diageo, Mad, Uber, and the NFL. Please drink responsibly.
When disaster strikes, trust the experts at Surf Pro. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they bring the same dedication and precision to restoring your property as the Jaguars do on the field. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, their highly trained professionals are on call 24/7 to make it like it never even happened. Surf Pro, your local leader in restoration and cleanup.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Scoreboard Show, JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Brian Sexton, and one call in before the final gun.
Last one for the night will be Dean on the south side. I think he's still there. Dean, you're on the Scoreboard Show. Go ahead.
Still here, yeah. So just trying to figure out how the Jags can get into procuring talent, across the board, much like this receiver we're seeing. Is it possible? I mean, other teams seem to be able to do it, though. I mean, I know the Lions are the taste of the month right now with they're winning, though, which they haven't won for 50 years, though. But what do you think? Do you think the Jags need to go in a different direction as far as the front office, or just try to pick up the pieces they got going right now?
Thanks for the call.
Well, no matter who is in the front office, you got to just pick better players, right? You got to sign better players in free agency. There was some hope for some of the free agents this year, and honestly, most of it hasn't panned out.
Well, the only guy that you can say you consistently got something from is the center.
Mitch Morse. Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
I mean, everyone else. Eric Armstead got his second sack of the season today.
And where did you get it from, by the way? Oh, from the defensive tackle
Yeah, lined up in the
position.
three technique, inside,
Yeah.
for sure. Which, by the way, that was where he got his other one, too, in the Miami the Miami game in Week 1. Today is Week 16, so you didn't get anything there.
2 offsides, though. They were negated because of the big plays. But other than that.
So that's sort of that we didn't block very well today, but we made up for it by not tackling kind of thing.
Right, exactly.
I mean, look, the answer to the question is going to be answered in 15 days.
Yeah.
Right, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Either Shad Khan moves on from Trent Baalke, who's the decision maker primarily on who is added to this roster, or he doesn't. But regardless of who it is, and you may get your wish for the fans out there that want change. That doesn't guarantee that the guy who comes in is going to make the right pick. You still have to take the right guys and develop them. Now, look, last year we thought Tank Bigsby, Brenton Strange, you got nothing out of these guys, and they have developed to a point. Now, both of them fumbled today, but that doesn't mean that they cannot be
But they're players
contributors
that you would put into the promising. There's some promise there.
Yes.
Promise may not be the word you
Mason
use,
Smith
but
has
potential.
that kind of step forward.
He had a
next
good day
year,
today.
Right? Jarian Jones has done well, but, Jordan Jefferson, Javon Foster can't even get active on game day. Brian Thomas Jr. is fantastic, and not only did you get him, you got Keelan Robinson in the deal. He was free.
Right.
And you still have third and fourth round picks coming from Minnesota. Now, they're not going to be early picks, but
I can sit and make the argument that there is a lot of good young players on the roster. Good. I didn't say great, and that's the rub. There needs to be more difference-making great players. When we were at the break, I was watching highlights of Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan, just because I hadn't seen a whole lot of him this year. Well, that looks like a difference maker to me, right? I think we all know what's sitting at the top of the draft when you talk about Travis Hunter. There are some players you have a chance, based on where I think you're going to draft, to add another great player. You need more difference-making players.
Absolutely.
Those guys that you just can't account for.
You
There's not
can't
enough
miss
of them.
on those guys because there are picks in the top 5 that bust just as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not just talking quarterbacks.
You look at this Chiefs team, right? They draft Patrick Mahomes. They draft Travis Kelce. They draft Chris Jones. They draft Tyreek Hill. I know Hill's not there. But those are 4 Hall of Fame players that they had on the roster at one point in time, and they drafted all of them. None of them were signed as free agents. You've got to go and draft them. You've got to make the most of it. Chris Jones was a second-round pick, 2 spots after the Jaguars took Miles Jack. You can get those players. You've got to go identify them.
Right, that's the thing. You've got to
identify them,
get them,
and you got to go get them.
There you go. I mean, Tyreek Hill, by the way, fell. We know because of his off-field issues.
Oh, right.
In college,
right.
He was a
at Oklahoma
fifth-round
State,
pick, and a lot of people, I think, just took him off the board.
Right.
So.
But they identified him, and they found a use.
No doubt. Right.
And I don't think there'll be an argument. I think he's a Hall of Fame player.
Look, I go back to. I mean, this is going back a while. Lyle Collins. Right, he had is he embroiled in some murder
2015? Yeah, I was in
situation,
Chicago
right?
when he left the draft.
I was screaming, take a shot on him in the 7th round, right? If it turns out that he's guilty, you say, oh, okay,
cut him.
Then we cut him,
right?
And he turned out to be he's still starting in the National Football League, and he was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Cowboys.
I remember when he left Chicago,
1st or 2nd round talent. People considered him.
Well, he was there because they thought he was a first-day draft choice in 2015.
There you go.
There you go.
You can find him.
And here we go.
Sometimes it takes a little guts to take him, but you can find him.
That'll do it for our program. 5th quarter show is coming up next. If you didn't get in
Outstanding.
here, you can get in there. Merry Christmas,
I'll be
Brian.
listening.
Merry Christmas
to you guys, too.
gentlemen.
Yes.
It's been a lousy season, but it's been a lot of fun working with you guys.
No doubt, man. That's Brian Sexton. It's Mike Dempsey. I'm JP Shadrick. Thanks to our entire crew, both here at the Miller Electric Center and across the street at Everbank Stadium. Jaguars today, tomorrow, 10 to 12.
Oh, yeah. I believe we'll have DG in studio, David Garrard.
Jags AM.
It's going to air on Tuesday.
Coming up on Tuesday. We'll have happy hour with Pete and Tony tomorrow, 4 to 6 on 1010XL AM. This has been the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.